Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. Have the clipboard out, so we have a question here, and this one comes from C. Borgy, B-O-R-G-Y, and the question came in for our webinar that we did with DJ and I from his home in Charleston, South Carolina, and he says, Serge, I have a left knee that will not bend due to an accident when I was a boy. I'm now 76 and have been playing golf for about 40 years. I'm right-handed. Will the swing you teach work for me? Absolutely. And it's probably, without a doubt, the best one for you. So you have this issue of the left knee being locked up. Now, with the vertical swing, which is when we swing here and we go in the catcher's mitt and up the tree with a limited turn, so that as we're standing here and we turn in the mid out here, and then when your forward arm reaches the toe line, you go straight up the tree. Now as you come down, the thing that we always teach is that the rotational swingers, they want you to first thing straighten the left leg. You already got that down, and because you can't do anything but that. But the key is in the rotational swing, they keep turning, and they turn their hips and their shoulders so far to the left. Again, if this is the camera, they're finishing with their back shoulder at the target, and which means their chest and it's turned quite far to the left. In baseball terms, the camera where I'm pointing right now is center field. They're finishing over here somewhere way in left field. Now the difference with the Surge Peak Performance Golf Swing is where we finish, and we finish at the camera, center field. So your left knee, I'm assuming it's your left knee. You didn't say whether you're right-handed or left-handed, so I'll treat this as that you're a right-hander. The first thing we do that helps us to make this swing is that we keep our knees in the outward pressure with wide knees, outward pressure. Wide meaning that we really have a narrow stance about shoulder width, and we call it wide knees because we have the knees a little bit pressed outward, what I call riding a skinny horse, or we have the building effect where the ankles, the knees, the hips, and the shoulders are in line. So you kind of look like a building as compared to a wide stance. And even if you have the knees straight, as compared to what most people want, is at least pressing the back one inward to where they have the concept of turning into the leg. That is putting the knee way inside of you, and that will tend to make and because of the wide stance, makes going to the forward side very difficult because you're looking like a triangle, which is opposing angles, or a tripod. If we had a third angle here, it would be a tripod. And tripods exist that they stabilize everything. So we want to have stability, but we have to do it in dynamic motion. So that's why we have the narrow stance. We flare the feet. Now this is where it becomes important for you. Where we normally say 30 degrees flare. Again, anyone that comes to me with issues with the forward leg, the ankle, the knee, the hip, or whatever, we start flaring the foot a little bit more. All right, and until about 45 degrees, if your toe line is here, you want to always turn it and keep the foot on the toe line. Because if you just open the foot way too far but you might have to go there. This is something you're going to have to find. At some point, after about 45 degrees flare, if you need even a little bit more, which is a high probability you will. And I've hit golf balls where I can stand here with my foot wide open, and I can hit and come to a perfectly balanced setup. And I think it is obvious that I think I can do that. Here, let me try it. I'm going to try to lock my left knee. Keep it locked. Towed that one a little bit, but I did it. Now, however you've been swinging for a long time, if you try this, I think, and you find it should very likely help you. There you go, second swing, hit it dead solid, perfect. So my suggestion would be find out how much you need to toe your left foot open, so that with your left knee, which can't bend and therefore relatively straight, if not absolutely straight, you can at least still what? Basically get over onto it and shift your weight over onto it, and with the narrower stance, as soon as you do your transition, your weight will already be there, so it's just a matter of staying up to get on it. And from this view, you're going to see what it is. Now, what I'm going to suggest is that I earlier said when you start to flare 30 degrees, or maybe do about 45 max, you keep the forward toe on the line. Once you get more than about 45 degree flare, you will need, and you get that foot opened up more to a point where I just hit those where my foot was pointing at the target. It was absolutely parallel to what your aiming line would be. So it was flared. Standing here would be 90 degrees to my aiming line from the front of the mat. I just put it like that, which is, I flared at 90 degrees. Once you start to flare at 90 degrees, you have to start making sure that your ankle here is pretty much under your hips. So that way when you shift your weight over, you can stand straight up. Okay, and I think that will really work. It'll take a lot of stress off your lower back, but you still have some there. But the fact that once you hit it and you can stand straight up and get over to that forward foot, you should be able to get a dynamically balanced finish, the T finish as we call it, where you finish shoulders hard on the ground, spine vertical, and when you do finish and recoil, you'll be facing the target. Okay, so I think that'll work. Just figure out how much you need to flare your foot, and if it gets past 45 degrees, make sure that that ankle is now staying under your hips so that when you swing through, you'll be able to stand straight up and be in dynamic balance in the T finish. That should really work and help you out and help you hit the ball more solid, straight, and longer. Well, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.